G'day folks, welcome back to Dune Awakening. Hope you guys are doing well. We're in the manufacturing tower just in front of our very large ore refinery. I've been doing a little bit of work just, making a few things that we might need here and there and trying to think about some of the things that we want to focus on moving forward in the next few episodes. In this episode, there's probably not going to be any form of like building or anything like that, except for one thing which I wanted to talk to you guys about. So power is going to be a bit of an issue for us moving forward with some of the more complicated or more complex fabricators. Even the vehicle fabricator that we want to build in this location is going to take up so much power. And obviously there's the end goal of having the large spice refinery as well, which is probably going to suck up even more power. Recent updates has also made it that some of the power generating devices that I had were not actually generating enough power for the base, so I actually had to add one additional generator to make sure that a lot of things were actually functioning, which was a little bit frustrating. But anyway, I do plan to add a couple of spice generators or spice powered generators. This is going to call for the spice infused fuel cells, which we haven't exactly been making just yet, but we've probably retrieved a few just from looting. And yeah, my assumption is that if we use these generators, we're going to be able to essentially power things for longer and to have it sort of run more efficiently without us having to constantly, refuel things with, say, lubricant, for instance, right? But obviously, it's going to cost us quite a bit. I mean, if you just look at how much plastanium is required for one, we've got a lot of work ahead of ourselves, including also the spice melange. So before we even get there, I figure maybe what we would like to do is to quickly add a little bit more power to the grid. And to do that, I'm thinking of just simply adding one more wind turbine, at least the upgraded ones. So this only needs duraluminum, some cobalt paste, servox, and spice melange, obviously, but not a lot of it, right? So I think this is definitely affordable and should bump up our power quite significantly. So let's build one of these. Okay, and let's get some lubricant in there. I'll probably need to make quite a bit more, and that's okay. But yeah, I just want to take a look at our grid now. So we've got an additional, let's say, 350 or so power. And if we look at what's required for the vehicle fabricator, let me just have a look at that. So it's another 150 on top of what we've got going on in the grid at the moment. So this is definitely doable. I mean, the only thing blocking us at the moment, it seems, would be some silicon blocks, right? So I'll work on getting some more silicon blocks between episodes, but hopefully by the time we come into the next episode, we're ready to construct the next vehicle fabricator. So I mean, as exciting as that sounds, it's not exactly like we're going to be making anything out of the vehicle fabricator immediately, because I'm going to need to save up a lot more materials for, some of the higher tier vehicles. And obviously I'm aiming for the carrier ornithopter at this stage. Actually, I might have a little bit of water to work with, don't I? I could perhaps maybe fabricate some ingots or something like that. I just want to make sure that we've got enough water for exploration and all that. So let's fill our containers. Yeah, okay, that took the majority of the water that we were in the middle of making. So scrap that idea. I'm just going to save a little bit of water for now. I'll drop a little bit of extra blood here, which I've just got sitting in the blood bag. That should hopefully speed up things a little bit. Alright, brilliant. Now, with that all done, I figure the next thing that we want to do is to continue on with the planetologist's quest line and try to find this Siege Tal. And I believe that's already marked on the compass there, so it shouldn't really be too difficult for us to find this place. And it doesn't seem to be very far from our base either, so that definitely helps. Maybe it's sort of within the Udum area. I don't mind being there because I kind of need to look for agave seeds as well. I haven't exactly sorted that out to try to get more banners sorted. Yeah, so it should be down here somewhere. I mean, since we're in the area, I may as well go for some of these agave seeds if I can find them. So that's just a little bit there. I could perhaps go for some extra fuel. I mean, I'm gonna need to make myself some more heavy-duty lubricants, or whatever the next stage lubricant is called, actually. So maybe it's just back this way. Apparently it's above us somewhere. No, it's just over here. Alright, let's park the ornithopter. Let me just take a look at the inventory. So, we've got, I guess, a little bit of space to work with. I could grab some more fuel cells, but maybe I should hold off just in case there's a lot of stuff to loot in this siege. And, yeah, hoping that we can get this quest completed pretty quickly. So the next main story, though, is going to take us back to Alara in Hako Village. And that is definitely something that I want to at least do. Like, I just want to have the chat with Alara at the very least. Sorry about that, big game stutter there. But once we have a chat with her, presumably we will have the last target to try and assassinate, and then we'd have to sort of go out of our way to try and find the target and kill them. But I'm not entirely sure if I'll actually do the assassination in this episode. We'll just pick up the quest, at least. You collect a small piece of paper trapped deliberately under a rock. Okay, bring the note back to Derek. Well, that shouldn't be too difficult. I was expecting a bigger area to check out, but I guess this siege has all but been destroyed by the Sardaukar, so I was expecting, like, I don't know, Masquerade or some other form of enemy to fight. Alright, Derek, I've got those notes for you.
It's always good to see you, friend.
I've learned a little bit more about Kynes.
Then you spoke to one of the houses? What did you learn?
Nobody really knew what Kynes was doing, just that it involved the Fremen and was concentrated around a place known as Siege Tal.
Siege Tal? It's not somewhere I've heard of. Did you go there? Did you find anything?
I went to Siege Tal. I found a memorial.
A memorial? The Fremen don't build anything like that for their dead. Was there anything else?
There's this note, written in Fremen runes.
This is a funeral chant, left by one of the Fremen. I think it was left for Kynes. It begins with a simple address. Liet Kynes, honored parent. Full moon calls thee, Shai-Hulud shall thou see. Red the night, dusky sky, bloody death didst thou die. We pray to a moon. She is round. Luck with us will then abound. What we seek for shall be found in the land of solid ground. And it is signed, Cheney. What does this mean?
How old do you think this note is? Before or after the pogrom?
I see what you are thinking. Yes, this must have been left after the pogrom, which means that not all the Fremen were destroyed.
If the Fremen survived, where are they?
I don't know. Perhaps it was only a few individuals, or perhaps there is a hidden place. Who can say? But that is the next link in this chain. Kynes was working on something with the Fremen. Perhaps there are more answers there, but the Fremen are gone. I need to think about this, and what it means for my work.
Okay, good. And just like that, we got a little bit of Solari, which is very nice. I may as well have a chat with him again, just to see if we can trigger the next stage of the quest line.
You've returned.
So,
how can this humble botanist be of service?
okay, yeah, no. Probably there's going to be a trigger somewhere else. I'll probably need to look into that to see if we can assist him. Most likely it'll be somewhere in another, I guess, testing station where he gets into a little bit more trouble and we'll probably have to bail him out. So instead of continuing with more of the planetologist questline, I think it's probably a good idea that we go back to Hako Village. And I want to do a couple of things while we're there. Okay, back in Hako Village. Of course I do need to go to Hanavars and have a chat with Alara, but first things first is I'm gonna check in with the Swordmaster once more and see if we can do a bit of a continuation of his quest line. Let me just not get lost if I can. Now, we did try to speak to him once before, but I'm not entirely sure if we actually chose all of the right options, so...
What have you learned?
I wish to be the equal of any true swordmaster.
Tell me, pupil, why do you wish to match the adepts of Ginaz?
With House Ginaz gone, I wish to see its rich traditions survive.
Perhaps the noblest reason for me to pass this knowledge on to you. Perhaps there is a future in that. Perhaps.
What happens now?
Now I continue to pass on this grand tradition. You must forge a ceremonial Dama steel sword. I lack this particular knowledge.
Then how do we accomplish this?
I know of only one other swordmaster on this planet. My old student, Duncan Idaho. Go to him. See if he can teach you the process.
Okay, cool. Finally, we actually have something to do with Duncan. So, we have actually seen him before, haven't we? Back at Helios Gate, if I'm not mistaken. So, yeah.
Off you go then.
Cool. Alright, so we have the next part of that quest, finally. And we will get that done when we return to the Haga Basin. But for now, I shall go to Hanavars and we'll try to figure out who our next target is, or at least a clue, so that we can complete this main quest line.
Oh look, the kitten is back. Do we have... Congratulations, kitten. I wasn't sure whether you would succeed this time, but you have proven me wrong. Again.
What's really going on here? That water shipper knew who I was, and why I was on Arrakis.
It's always the same, kitten. Plans within plans. If you aren't playing, you're being played. You can't be this naive. What did the water shipper say?
Don't know if we should, like, tell her about what we talked about. Maybe we'll say nothing.
Suit yourself, kitten. I have a final task from Fenring for you. One last kill, in exchange for the information you seek.
Okay, tell me about this next victim.
This one is interesting. A man called the Jackal, spreading sedition amongst the peons of Arakeen. His words carry too much weight. Silence him. You can use this, a Shigawire Garrote. Hide it in your hair, and it is basically undetectable by scope and search. This is important. Arakeen is protected by the Guild Peace. This means any violation there can lead to extreme sanctions and loss of Guild transport privileges. The Jackal lurks in an alleyway somewhere in the maze of streets in Arakeen. Find him and silence him. Fenring will be waiting.
I'm getting tired of this. Once this is done, I want some answers.
Then go, kitten. Show them your claws.
Does she ever say something else when she sends us off? I feel like that's just her one line. Alright, the Jackal's Alley. And that takes us to Arakeen, which is going to be kind of interesting. I don't think we've ever had an actual mission there, aside from speaking to people, that is. Okay, cool. Do I do this immediately? I'm kind of interested in the Swordmaster's questline, so we might try and do that first. Right guys, we are back in the Haga Basin, and I figure aside from, you know, having a chat with Duncan, seeing what we can do for the Swordmaster to make this ceremonial blade, I figure we should also just clear a couple of bases which are still holding intel, because I haven't exactly cleared the entire map of intel points, right? So we may as well do that. And this is one that's sort of near our base currently. It's I think this is called Missa Overwatch, and it shouldn't really be too difficult for us to clear this place, so let's do it, and then we should be able to move on. Well, preferably without missing shots. Oh god. Great. There we go. And that reminds me, but not so long ago, I'm pretty sure we were rewarded with some kind of a spit dart variant. And I've had that in my inventory for a while, and I've been meaning to actually take it out and actually use it, because I believe it has the best damage output amongst all of the weapons that are available to us. So yeah, we should try to use the best weapons available to us, right? So let me grab that, and yeah, let's try to power through this place. Okay, nothing to loot in here. Enemies up above immediately, and I don't feel like that's a good place to climb. I'm just sort of looking around to see if there's any other way up, but I don't really see anything. Don't know what this thing is. Right, maybe I'm gonna have to climb the ladder there. That's alright, I'll have to just tank some damage, perhaps. Oh, okay. He just died on his own. Okay. Oh, I'm very grateful that we've got, like, the best power pack that we have available to us at the moment. I'm pretty sure we've got a Mark 6. Yeah. I'm quite certain there's probably still one more power pack out there, which is a unique version, which might actually be even better than what we currently have. But yeah, we'll have to obviously go fishing for it in the deep desert, or perhaps maybe it might be available elsewhere as well. Endgame sort of stuff. Okay, so that's obviously the room that we need to get to. I'm not exactly seeing any keys or anything like that. Maybe up this way somewhere. There we go. Yeah, no hidden chests or anything. Sometimes they might actually have some spice or maybe even melange or residue. So it could be worthwhile checking the place out. What I am not interested in are some of these ores. I'll maybe keep the aluminium ores though. What do we have here? House sword. Which is not worthwhile. I'll take all of that, and that's what we're looking for. I don't really see anything else here. Alright, cool. I think we can just jump out. Ooh, hang on. Just spotted that. I may as well grab that. Okay, and since we're very, very close to the base, we may as well drop by, and I reckon I can spend a little bit of time just dropping things from our inventory so that we can continue to loot some more. And yeah, immediately after this, I think we should head to Helios Gate first, and we'll try to find out what we're going to need for this ceremonial blade. I've got to say, our base does look quite impressive. I'm quite proud of the work that I've done. There's probably a need for a little bit of repairing here and there. It does look a little bit worse for wear at the moment. And I feel like at the beginning of the series, or near the beginning of the series, I sort of made the assumption that Plastone was going to last a lot longer. But it seems like it does break down quite quickly as well. Probably not as quick as some of the basic Trome buildings or building components that we've been using, but still, it does need repairing every now and then. So it is a little bit unfortunate that you can't really get away from needing to repair stuff constantly. Let me drop this in, and what else can I drop? Silicon blocks. Silicon blocks. Maybe I'll put it in here since this is sort of where I'm keeping some of the refined goods. I've got some more agave seeds, which is nice. I should be able to use those agave seeds for a few banners here and there. I know I've got at least one banner that I need to sort out. Alright. Let's have a chat with Duncan. See what he says. Alright. Now the only trouble with landing so close to Helios Gate is sandstorm. So if a sandstorm decides to come through, I'm gonna need to move the ornithopter immediately. Alright, where can we find Duncan? Also, I'm just trying to remember, isn't Ganon here? And I'm trying to remember if we would be able to sort of speak to Ganon further and get a few other, like, quests and stuff. Looks like some refugees. Yeah, it's been a while since we saw Duncan. There he is.
You've returned.
Swordmaster Varlin sends his regards.
Saren. He's alive. Where is he?
He's currently in the back alleys of Harko village.
What the hell is he doing in that fetid nest?
He's fallen on hard times, battered in body and soul.
How did he? There's no need to be so mysterious, damn you. How can I help Saren?
Sorry, I misclicked there. Varlin tasked me with forging a Damasteel sword. He says you know how.
He did he? I'm not keen to set such a weapon loose on Arrakis, but disciples of Ganaz must put school before house in these matters. You really are his pupil, huh? It is good, at least, that he is training again. Perhaps teaching you will teach him what is important. Very well. I'll teach you. The list of ingredients is unorthodox. The blade must be quenched in the blood of a slave. That is to say, a blood bag.
Gruesome, but I suppose every blade is quenched in blood eventually.
Here's an Imperial permit. It is good for one forging. Such permits are not easy to come by for a reason, so don't lose it. Or the blade. You'll need the materials and a weapons fabricator. Now pay attention. I'll only teach you this process once.
I'm ready. Damasteel Forge. +1. Gather 1,000 milliliters of blood with a blood extractor. Okay. Oh, right. We immediately get into trying to craft the blade. I had initially thought we would have like some kind of a unique schematic that we would need to work with. But that's okay, we can get this done. And because I do have plans on gathering more intel at another, you know, stronghold, I could probably hit two birds with one stone and just quickly swing by our base, grab the blood extractor, and perhaps maybe one of the blood bags. Oh, it doesn't matter, I guess, right? I could probably grab, like, all of the blood bags. Alright, next up, we are headed to the Eastern Comms outpost, and we're gonna clear that. I do have all of the things that I need with me, and hopefully we should be able to get this quest done as well. Got a few player buildings, player outposts around here. Huge structure. A very big opening at the very top, and it definitely looks like all of their vehicles are in very poor condition. I'm thinking this player's probably stopped playing at this point and just abandoned their base. Haven't paid taxes and all that sort of stuff. Alright, I think this is the location. There's another base over there, also looks in a similar state. Oh yeah, this is the spot. I should be able to just like get in from this side. I may just want to tuck this away for the time being. And yeah, let's extract stuff, or extract some blood when we can. Oh, damn.
Eyes on.
Probably do need to heal myself a little bit. Oh, how are you not dead? Alright, let's grab some blood. Oh, he's not dead. He is now. Okay. Alright, I think we've got the blood that we need, but I may as well go for even more. I can just drop this into our purifier. But the most important thing is wherever that intel is at. So let's just double check that we haven't already grabbed this intel, because this place looks a little bit similar to another base that we've already been to as well. They all start looking the same after a while. So you sometimes second guess yourself. I can take Earthright. I do always need a bit of cobalt paste.
Nice one.
I've got you.
Alright. Guess that's it. No more blood for us. Just looking for a band that I might need. And, there's probably going to be another, like, locked room somewhere. There we go. Question is, how do I find this locked room? I think we came in from here. Ooh. Ooh. Okay. That was very close indeed. Okay, not sure where this intel is. Okay, I thought it would be further up, but I guess not. So if the band's here, my thought is that the room itself wouldn't be too far away from it, so... There we go. More fuel. I'll take it. What's going on with this thing here? Some kind of a scroll. Can't really interact with it. Okay, I think that's everything. Time to head back home, and let's see if we can craft this sword. Alright, so first things first, let's just tuck a few things away, and I am kind of running low on fuel for the ornithopter, so I'm just seeing if I can grab some fuel for it. Unfortunately, it doesn't seem like I've got any fuel sitting around right here. I think it's being stored in the storage above us, so I might address that a little bit later. But the next thing that we need to do is just to craft this ceremonial damasteel sword. So, if I'm not mistaken, we just need a weapons fabricator, and we should be able to do this. Spark sword. No, it's not there. Hang on. Craft a ceremonial damasteel sword. Would it be from the advanced weapons fabricator? No. Unless it's something that we forge here. Or do we craft it here instead? No. Huh. That's strange. Alright, bear with me for a moment, guys. Right, sorry guys, I misunderstood. This is actually a schematic, and I sort of got used to most schematics looking a little bit more purple than what this icon currently shows. So yes, we just need to research this schematic, and that should now give us the option to craft it. So hopefully it's not going to be too difficult to find. There, ceremonial damasteel sword. And it even has the quest item icon on it. So we need one large blood sack. So we need to sacrifice this large blood sack, unfortunately. Look, I'm okay with that, because I can always craft myself another large blood sack anyway. I think. Because I am able to repair it, so let me just see if I can get myself another blood sack.
Sector weather alert.
Here we go.
A large sandstorm is approaching.
So let's craft one of these, because I definitely make use of these things quite often. I am starting to run a little bit low on micro sandwich fabrics, so I might need to work on finding some more. But yeah, let's deposit all the blood that we have. Unfortunately, it did take all of the blood from the large blood sack. I wonder if we could have gotten away with just depositing all of the blood in here and only having a little bit in the blood sack. But anyway, we do have the ceremonial blade, so I guess we just need to go back to Saren in Hako Village. So let's go ahead and do that. Alright, Saren, I've got your blade.
What have you learned? Yes?
There you go.
Truly. Place it in my hands so that I might believe. Forgive me, being emotional. I never thought I'd hold a Damasteel blade again. You're truly keeping my culture alive. You're worthy of the next lesson.
Well, I am ready to learn.
Let the blade fill your hand. Let the blade become your hand. Be mindful of your breathing and listen carefully to my words. We are reaching the limits of what I can teach you. Such a thing should take years. Who are you?
I am your student.
And so it goes.
Alright. Unlocks a Swordmaster capstone skill. Let's just take a quick look at that. So... Swordmaster. Does just say requires connecting modules. So we've got 2 out of the 3. And we're just waiting for the 1 additional skill here. Which I guess is the next thing that we can learn from him, right? So let's just have a chat with him again.
What have you learned?
What happens next, Master Volden?
You're quite formal today. Well, I have a formal task for you. I feel stronger again. It's time I repay an outstanding debt to Count Fenring.
What do you mean?
Take this letter, a formal challenge of duel to Alara Tuek. She will know how to get this to Fenring. I will send him screaming to hell as he did me.
Okay. Do we encourage him, or do we talk him out of it? Because Count Fenring could just simply have him assassinated, right? Like... Yeah, I think I'm gonna talk him out of it. Don't do this, Master Valen. You've rebuilt yourself. You have more to teach.
You have my respect, and I will consider your words. But this is something I believe I must do. Will you take my letter of challenge to Alara Tuek?
Well, I guess if this is the last thing that we can do to then get that skill, I suppose we can do it. Let's just have a look at the rewards there. So we would get the Swordmaster Light Armor set schematic, Swordmaster Light Armor variant, and the Jolt Sword. But it doesn't say anything about getting a capstone skill. Are we saying that it's a bit of a trade-off, or what's the deal? Look, I'll accept the contract anyway.
Off you go then.
And I suppose maybe I have to come back to him to tell him that it's done. And then maybe he'll teach us that last skill? I mean, Alara is just over here, right? So this will be pretty easy to complete. Let's get it done.
The kitten is back. Do we have business?
I need you to deliver a challenge from my master to yours.
A challenge? How wonderfully archaic. And who do you think my master is that I can deliver this challenge?
Count Hazimer Fenring.
Oh, do be serious, kitten. Our relationship is more complicated than that.
Take this letter to him.
Let's see your mysterious little missive. Oh dear. A duel, you say? Your master is soon to be dead. That is not a boast, but the truth of how deadly Fenring is. Alas, I liked Saren.
Ooh, okay. Now we actually have the option to either encourage or dissuade him. Well, as I said before, I fear that Count Fenring is just a little bit too powerful. Like, he's got influence. And, well, he might actually be pretty good at combat as well, but he's got other advantages as well. I think maybe it's better for Master Valen not to challenge him. So, about my task.
Yes?
Your letter of challenge will reach Count Fenring, but...
But what?
You shouldn't go through with it.
You think me weak? You think me maimed by my previous loss? Draw your blade and convince me before I strike you down on the spot.
This is not what you need. You've proven you can forge new swordmasters.
What of it?
Your fallen house survives only through spreading your teachings.
You're right. Fenring is an Imperial appointee, soon replaced. The teachings of Ginaz are what must endure, more important than my revenge or vanity.
I'm ready, Master Valen.
Let the blade fill your hand. Let the blade become your hand. Be mindful of your breathing and listen carefully to my words. That was nearly perfect. Go forth into the world, Sword Master of Ginaz.
Nice. And we get this Jolt Sword, and we do get the skill as well. And this customization as well, which I'm kind of interested in looking at. So... what are those customizations that we just got? I wonder if it's for a scout's armor only. I'd probably have to test it out. Yeah, I don't think it'll apply to the still suit. But we do have this thing as well, the Jolt Sword. 110 damage per hit. So it's not as good as the Regis Sword, unfortunately, but that's okay. I'll probably keep it, just, you know, for the sake of having it. And, yeah, I'm glad that we've at least gotten the last skill. So, Prescient Strike. When your blood is saturated with melange, you see multiple ways in which to damage your enemies. After using any Swordmaster ability, your next strike will strike twice, reflecting two possible versions of future converging into a single space-time. So basically, what does that mean? You're doubling your damage, basically, after using any Swordmaster ability. So... okay, maybe what it means is that every ability that we use strikes for maybe double the damage, which would be kind of cool. And then there's these other ones. Thrive on danger. When you're low on health, you regenerate health faster. Less poise damage, etc., etc. Precise parry. Your parries expose additional weakness in the defense of your enemies. Ability to mitigate damage is decreased. Yeah, interesting. Alright, I won't worry about like reskilling or respeccing with all of the new skills that we've learned just yet. I think I'm probably more interested in heading home and just doing a few other bits and pieces before we wrap things up in this episode. Okay, we are back, And before we wrap up, I just wanted to review how many more enemy strongholds there are remaining. I think we've only got perhaps 2 in the entire Haga Basin, which is this place here, World's End, and Darkwood Depot. So we'll try to hit those 2 up at some point, perhaps maybe the next episode or the ones after. And yeah, I'm just trying to see if there are others that we may have missed in some of the other areas, but I don't think there are any. Maybe the Udom. Yeah, actually, there's something here called the Beast's Claw, and there's a couple of sort of, well, I don't know what these symbols are exactly, but points of interest, let's say, which we haven't exactly been to before. So there's this Mendex shithole. I have no idea why it's called that, but anyway, we could try to go there and just have a look around. I'm surprised we haven't had a quest that takes us there just yet. And then there's Windsong as well. And I'm looking forward to going back to the Udom because obviously we need a whole bunch more of these agave seeds if we're to make some more banners. Ooh, I just spotted this one here as well, Northeast Bunker. So there's still a few, and we'll try and chip away at a few of them at a time each episode, just so that we don't end up, you know, doing the same things over and over. But the last thing that I want to do as we wrap up is just to utilize some of those agave seeds, because as I was in the Udom before, I did actually manage to pick up a few of those agave seeds, so we should have what it takes to at least craft a few more. And I know we've got one sitting here, right? So I kind of wanted to get that done. And so this place is looking a lot nicer now with that banner in place. We could probably put a banner right opposite the one that we've just placed, right? So, and speaking of banners, we have a couple of those banners sort of hanging out here on these sides, which I kind of wanted to move. We had some trouble trying to move them in the previous episode, so let me just see if I can actually do that. Yeah, so I might actually do what I just said that I was gonna do, maybe place the banner here. It does say that I don't have enough support here though, so I don't know why that's the case. Yeah, maybe it's not like flat enough. Yeah, I don't think it's going to work. I could put a banner here and a banner here, but I feel like that would be overkill. Unless we want to do 2 banners on each side, on this side as well. So I could move this one, though I think I don't have enough space for it if I moved it. So yeah, I think I'm gonna leave that alone, and well, unfortunately, nothing's going to be on this side. Oh well, that's fine. Let's try to move it again though. And what we wanted to do was to move it out on this side, if I'm not mistaken. So we've got a banner right there. And what I need to do is place a banner. Oh, actually no, it's the garage that needs the banners, I think. So yeah, this can be a bit of a challenge. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to build some platforms to help support ourselves a little bit, just so that I can place stuff on this side. And then I might need to do something similar on this side, though we're sort of on the very edge of where we can build, right? So This is going to be a bit of an issue. Yeah, so I think if I did something like that, I might be able to reach where we need to go. Hopefully. Yeah, maybe even from here. Okay, so let's go ahead and grab those banners and place them where they should be. I might also want to play around with some lighting slightly as well. I might change some of the lighting up a little bit. I know I've got a limited amount of options for lighting at the moment, but I think I can make at least a slight change to improve things. Yeah, okay. That's looking good. I probably do need to tidy up all of this stuff, and I've got a whole bunch of junk going on that side as well. Oh, and while I'm out here, I also should place down a little bit more fuel, just to make sure that all of our power generation continues. I have been making some industrial grade lubricant. Yoink. Alright, let's not accidentally exit the area of the base, though. Because I think that can cause errors. Excuse me? What is going on? Blocked by another object. Why? What is blocking it, though? Yeah, okay. I really don't understand why we can't place this down. Actually, that works over there. That's not exactly the right spot, though, but... I suppose I don't mind it too much, although... it's not exactly symmetrical with where we've placed this one. But I think it's going to have to do, to be honest. Otherwise, we'll be here forever. Right. Just a slight tidy up. And perhaps maybe a slight tidy up over here as well. I might need to climb the building before I can get to it. Okay, so I think all of that needs to stay. And perhaps maybe I might need to add a little bit more to it even. So let me just take a look here. Probably need to get a little bit closer to it. I think that makes sense. And the question is, do we need to do something similar on the other side? Don't think so. It's a little bit more rocky out here. Okay, and as I said, probably a good idea for us to add some of this lubricant while we're out here. There we go. I probably need to make a little bit more even. Is it me, or is my water consumption super low at the moment? Perhaps maybe that's the benefit of the Chome stillsuit. We literally consume less water. Plus, we can obviously reconsume some of the water that we've saved, right? Yeah, let's go with more industrial grade lubricants. I can make another 55, why not? I'm gonna need to continue making even more silicon blocks, which means I'll need more flour sand. Never-ending process. Alright, one last thing. Just gonna take a look at the lighting that we've got. And I feel like I perhaps may have tested this out already, but I feel like the lighting over here could be replaced with maybe floor lights. I don't know if it makes sense to do that. The reason why I'm thinking about this is because we've got floor lights for other parts of the entryways in the other larger building. I feel like it makes a lot of sense to have something similar. So, yeah, that's the idea anyway. I don't know if it makes total sense or not, but I'm sort of looking at what's going on the outside here. Would it make sense to add like some banners here as well? Blocked by another object. We'll keep getting that. I suppose maybe it's not high enough. It's too close to the floor. Yeah, that could be what's going on there. Yeah, I feel like this section here is a little empty. We could have something going on out here. Maybe an opportunity for energy generation, so I could perhaps maybe have a few more turbines going on out this way. And perhaps maybe not any of the really big ones, but perhaps maybe some of the smaller turbines. I just realized that this one here is actually not straight. Don't know why, but straighten it out a little bit. Yeah, looking all symmetrical, so I like that. Sort of using that as a bit of a guide. So if I can line it up like so. Yeah, I think that looks good. Brilliant. Okay, so with the lighting that I've just changed, I'm probably going to need to test that out and see what it looks like at night, because obviously that's going to be the real test during darkness. And if it doesn't work out, we can probably revert things back if we need to, but I'm hoping it does the trick and it provides a little bit more interesting sort of lighting for the building itself. And yeah, I'm gonna need to sort of sort out what we want to do decorative-wise in this space, because there's a lot of dead space here that we could perhaps utilize. I just still haven't really thought about what I'm gonna do there just yet. And I think that's going to be the episode, guys. This has been, I would say, relatively productive. We got the Swordmaster questline completely done. So the only one remaining is really the planetologist, right? Like, did we complete all of the Bene Gesserit? No. So the Bene Gesserit questline is still open to us, right? So I suppose we need to continue on that. Planetologist is still going, obviously. The Mentat is complete. Trooper is complete. Let me just have a look at our journeys and quests here. Mentat, Bene Gesserit, Bene Gesserit Advanced, Impact of Ecology. Yeah, actually, it's all done. Unless perhaps maybe there's another trainer that we have to find. I might look into the Bene Gesserit training a little bit more and see if there's a specific place we need to go to try and complete it. Then there's the Atreides questline, Master of Assassins. It does still say that additional contracts will become available, so I don't really know when that happens and who we have to speak to about it. But yeah, hopefully we do actually get to complete that. Yeah, okay. We'll focus on the planetologist questline as we continue into the next episodes, but I reckon we'll also do the main quest in the next episode as well. So we'll try and deal with this jackal. Thanks for watching, guys. Drop me a like down below if you're enjoying things. As usual, stay true, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.